What is up, guys? One Zebec connection that no one saw coming. And also ISO. ISO confirmed. We will have that and more for you coming up next. But let's go ahead and hit you with our DCENT Wallet and BTCC commercial now. I have many friends earning money every day trading futures on BTCC. It's simple. Even if you don't want to learn how to trade, you can follow a trader on the site and let him do the trading for you. And you'll earn according to his trades. So even if you don't know how to trade, there's a way to make money. Earn some extra money on BTCC. Of course, you should learn how to trade. Links to the Patreon are in the description. You don't have to KYC. You don't have to use a VPN. It's a wonderful site. They've been around since 2011. Give them a shot. Also, when you earn extra money, you can store it in your DCENT Wallet. DCENT Wallet is safe, easy to use, and it allows crypto swaps within the wallet. It's a wonderful product. You can get the discount by using the link. The only way to get the discount is to use the link. The link is popping up in the upper right-hand side of your screen. You can also get free shipping. Pick up your DCENT Wallet today. Secure your assets. If you don't have them stored in a wallet, they may be at risk. So pick up one today. Now, BTCC, you can take advantage of small moves in the market with BTCC. And let me go ahead and share my screen here. Exactly one that just happened, right, is Zebec ISO compliance. If you look at Zebec's compliance roadmap on their website, you can see ISO is completed, okay? So if you look at their price, the price actually upticked when ISO was confirmed here. And if you want to take advantage of small moves like this, right, when ISO is confirmed, it went from 0.0024 all the way up to 0.03. You would want to use something like BTCC. Links are in the description, and the QR code is to the right-hand corner of your screen. You can take advantage of quick moves like that with BTCC, where you can do leverage trading. Shout out to the patrons. I gave them a move that we're making as far as leverage trading goes in the Patreon. We also have a 45% off the first month link for the Patreon, or should I say holiday code. It is DEC45. That code is right on the ticker below. So if you're interested in that, definitely go take a look at that as well. What's up, Hitter All Day? What's up, Off Kryptonian? Which Off Kryptonian is going to make an appearance with his ex on this episode. What's up, Yazi? Y'all hear Bay? We got a Bay in the house. What's up, WF Crypto? Yep, WF Crypto Management. What's up, brother? Long time no see. What's up, Dave F. Jr.? And what's up, patron Rise Above in the house? Fred McIntyre, let's go. All right, let's get into it, guys. So yeah, ISO confirmed. And let's hear from Simon himself. This is a from old spaces he had here. And let's just listen to this and see what Simon says here.
You can't be competitive in global payments without ISO certification. This is going to be a hard truth that many companies are going to slowly realize in the next couple of months. If an employer is running real-time programmable payroll using Zebec rails, how would they feel about waiting 2 to 3 days for a cross-border wire to clear when they fund payroll or they pay out to an employee's international bank account? They're just not going to accept that. And in our view, any lag or disruption in the flow significantly reduces our ability to deliver on the commitment to real-time payments, and it will only slow the rate of adoption for Zebec's services with time. So ISO is truly a step change for Zebec and our partners. And with full implementation by the end of the year, we're expecting to see a lot more momentum and growth into 2026. You can't be competitive in global payments without ISO certification. This is going to
Just wanted to hear that one more time. You can't be competitive in global payroll without ISO certification. He told us we have have it by the end of the year, and here we have it, right? And this is an official announcement. I honestly believe, this is a legend on my part. They had it before this because with NatPay and being connected directly to NatPay and FedNow and via FedNow to Swift, there's pretty much no way I don't think that they could have been not ISO compliant without doing that. So, but here it is. We got the official announcement here before the end of the year, just like Simon said. So shout out to Zebec for doing what they said they would do, ISO compliant. Okay, like this is huge. This is huge for the project, and yeah, just like he said he would here, right? Now, also, like he said too, they can also connect to Nacha, right? Where he said like traditional payroll, if you're waiting 2 to 3 days for payment, you're hampering what Zebec can do. But they also, through Nacha, they have the ability to do the traditional payroll as well. So you see here, ISO is foundational for global payments with ISO 222 now live on Zebec's payroll infrastructure. We are improving interoperability across ACH and across cross-border payment flows. So not only are they doing that with ISO, they also have the ability to do it with Nacha. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring that up here. Shout out to Angelica Saldana, a very, very good follow for Zebec here. Definitely give her a chance. Check her out when you get a chance. So the ACH network recorded 8.8 billion payments valued at 23.2 trillion, in the third quarter of 2025. Zebec plans to integrate across the ACH network in 2026. Zebec HQ ZBCN. Okay. So this is huge, 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 because anyone who can't or is not fully set up to use ISO with payroll, they can now go through Zebec with Nacha and ACH. Okay, so literally, like Stronghold, Zebec is bridging the old system from the new system. So they have the ability to go both ways. Pause. As that is. So shout out to Zebec for that. We did also cover that in our last show that they were Nacha affiliated. So definitely check out our last show here in which we dropped bombs in the last show. Shout out to Ghost for sending me some information, some information even that Sam Tapalia posted. So definitely check out this last show in which we had Zebec Network expands into Asia, the UAE, and ACH. Check that show out if you haven't already. Okay. Appreciate it, Daniel Minshaw with the $10 super chat. What's up, Ruru? Appreciate it, brother. And now to the point where shout out to this brother for sharing this information with me. He was in the chat here earlier, off Kryptonian. Let's go ahead and share his X page. Let me pull it up right quick. Shout out to this brother for sharing this information with me. Crypto trader here. Give him a follow if you haven't already. If you share information with me, I only feel inclined to put your information out there, let people know you're here, and let people know that you're a good follow for X. So give this brother a follow. Thank him so much for sharing this information. Now, there is a Zebec connection with Canton. Okay? If you're not familiar with Canton, if you're not familiar with them, you're going to get a little bit familiar with them today. And shout out to my guy, Maximus Crypto. He's one of the ones who kind of who got me back into Canton. I was looking at it also myself 2 years ago because it came into some research that I was doing. But my brother, Maximus Crypto, who we all love and respect around here, got me back into it recently. But this brother sent me this information here, which we're going to look at. So this is Zebec cards, okay? So if you're not aware, Zebec has a couple different like Twitter accounts. One of which Zebec Network, the other one is Zebec Cards. Okay. Now, if you take a look at who Zebec Cards is following, and you scroll down here, you'll see that they're following Canton Network. Okay. And if we go over here, we see Canton Network has a direct connection to DTCC. Now, DTCC, they're the company based in the US that clears the world's currency, like everything. They clear quadrillions, okay? Quadrillions they clear, okay? So I'm going to play some stuff. I'm going to play one thing in which their CEO kind of breaks down what they do and who they are. Let me go pull that up really quickly. But you can see here, right here, minting and using U.S. Treasuries on Canton is coming in 2026, enabling tokenized USTs to be changed in the near real time with stablecoins and other digital assets, all with privacy and controls regulated markets demand. Okay, a major unlock for global collateral mobility to accelerate settlement, reduce risk, and optimize balance sheet. Learn more. So with them following Canton, could there be some connection there? And also, Simon told us, right? He told us that he met with the DTCC at Sibos. Okay, so could there be a future connection coming with Canton for Zebec? Okay, this could be like absolutely huge. We already know with NatPay, right? We already know with NatPay that Zebec is connected to FedNow, and through FedNow they're connected to Swift. Now, with Canton, they could be connected to the DTCC, which is the clearinghouse for everything. This is huge, guys. Huge, 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 huge. I cannot say enough about how huge this is. Pause. So let's go ahead here and get some words from the Canton CEO on the show he was on, so we can kind of give you an idea of who the DTCC is and the things that they do, right? Let's go back here for a second, and then we will pull this up, and you'll get an idea, okay, about the DTCC and the stuff that they do. Let me pull this up. We're going to do it live here. And you'll get an idea from their CEO about them.
Thanks so much for joining us today, Yuval. So just talk us through what Canton Network does, because you're pretty global.
Yeah, so everybody for the last 10 years have been very excited about blockchain and crypto rails. And, we believe that in order to get institutional adoption, you have to create a public network where privacy is something that is available for users. So we've been building Canton for the last 10 years, launched it 2 years ago, and yeah, as you mentioned, have some of the largest institutional players participating on it.
Right, okay. So interesting moves in recent days as far as what you've been up to, particularly with respect to the first step in the DCC's broader strategy to make a customized asset available on the chain. Tell us what that exactly means.
Sure. So the DTCC is the largest CSD in the world. They are the central security depository in the United States. They hold $100 trillion of assets. They custody for or manage for the entire U.S. capital market. A week ago, they received green light from the SEC to start putting some of their assets on crypto rails. And this week, they announced that Canton Network is the first. It's not, we don't have an exclusive with the DTCC, but it is the first network where they will start putting assets, and we're starting with U.S. Treasuries.
Okay, why US Treasuries?
Well, it's the most important collateral in the world. There are tremendous opportunities for banks and hedge funds and financial players if they can move US Treasuries all over the world in real time. Today, it still takes days to move US Treasuries. Tomorrow, we'll be able to move them in real time, and it will be 24/7.
And then what comes next after US Treasuries?
I'll let the DTCC talk, but the DTCC holds U.S. equities.
Yeah.
They hold U.S. corporate bonds. They have U.S. municipal bonds. Like I said, there's quite a lot of excitement, and I think that what crypto rails have shown is that if you could efficiently move assets real time, 24/7. There's quite a lot of very interesting applications that can grow on top of that.
Look, obviously we've learned this year that there is a lot of sort of mainstream appetite for this. I mean, particularly as you mentioned from the institutions as well, as far as some of that adoption is concerned. What has the demand been like out there, as far as that tokenization? Because there is a degree of hesitancy because it's so new, right? It's so nascent. Maybe not to you.
Yeah, well, I get that question quite a lot, and what I try to.
I'm sorry to be predictable.
No, it's great. It's great. It's actually good. So we run today 10% of the U.S. repo market on Canton. So we, like one of our clients, Broadridge, built a repo application that processes over $400 billion of U.S. Treasury repos every day. To us, that's not a small feat. It's only 10% of the market. It could get bigger. But the reality is, you are correct. At the end of the day, it is new technology, and clients want to make sure that not only that they are careful with how they adopt the technology, but that they're also using the use cases that will have quite a lot of uptick. Because I think that historically, a lot of people talked about, let's tokenize real estate, and then they find out, well, nobody wants to trade real estate on a real-time basis. So U.S. Treasuries, when you talk about collateral management, or eventually do much more efficient securities lending, those are things that we believe will have a very fast uptick from a usage perspective once they're live.
So they process already 400 billion in U.S. repo market, and that's 10%. In which he said, okay, we might get more than that. We might get more than 10%, but 400 billion they're processing already, right? So again, we're speculating because Zebec Cards is following them that maybe a partnership comes, and maybe a partnership does come, right? Pause. Maybe a partnership comes there, but very, very, very interesting in how this could mean that through Canton, Zebec could have that direct connection to the DTCC. Okay, so very, very huge, very, very huge there. Do we need more volume here? I see somebody says that. I'm gonna up the volume just a little bit. Okay. So, what's up, Benjamin Awakened, patron in the house? What's up, All Kryptonian? Appreciate the shout out, my brother. The ecosystem has similar partners on their webpage. Appreciate you for sharing the info, brother. Really appreciate that. So, yeah, guys, very, very huge with the Canton Network, and we'll just read this here. It's nice, and this is from their CEO and co-founder. It's nice when you get to explain to people how large the DTCC is, quadrillions. Okay, from the Schwab Network, Charles Schwab, right? Co-founder and CEO of digital asset shares with Sam Vadas. What Canton Network is, does key trends in digital assets and the growing demand for use cases for tokenization. For more market news, tune into Schwab Network. Okay, so very, very huge there. I hope to hear something in the very near future, especially since we exposed this. Shout out to the brother again here. Since we exposed this, maybe we get some news from Zebec now saying that, hey, yeah, we're hooked up with Canton, and yeah, and maybe we see this price take back off again, right? So very, very huge news there. let's go ahead and get into the Patreon a little bit, as we also show here Zebec in the wild working. Not getting to the Patreon, getting to the comments of the show, excuse me. So this is from BTCC. Right, I met Sonny early in my trip, and he showed me around St. Kitts. I didn't expect to see so many local businesses accepting crypto and the amount of locals using Zebec cards in their everyday lives. And this guy JV, he's a Zebec guy, okay? So you might want to give him a follow, okay? But let's go ahead and look at them and what they're doing here in St. Kitts.
Hey everyone, I'm in St. Kitts right now. I just met this guy named Sunny, and he was telling me how much he loves using his Zebec card. I was blown away. He says that locals here all use Zebec.
So St. Kitts actually, even India, doesn't allow Apple Pay on the local cards. This card is, you can make it right away with the reloadable ones, and it goes straight on your Apple Pay. And then I use the USD for it. Declan, give me the bill, please. So as you see, I have the Bank of America and all the Zebec cards, and I just pay it right now with the Zebec card. There you go. Easy.
So you get a Zebec card?
People come here using that.
Everybody is using Zebec card right now.
I just met Declan, so you've been telling me how you send your Zebec cards over to friends and family. Can you tell us about your experience doing that? Before you used Zebec, how did you used to send money overseas to your family?
Like I have to wire to the bank. It was taking like almost 2 days. And I have to stay for the lines to the RIA to send it back home. Like
Yeah.
2 hours line like that.
And if there was an emergency and your family needed money right away,
yeah,
what
it
was the
was
problem?
difficult, but now it's easy to the Zebec card. So
Oh,
I can send
that's
it
so
anytime.
awesome. Oh. So you've been using the Zebec card as well? What has your experience
Yeah.
been like?
It's more easy online shopping, and I like it because it's more faster than physical card.
You say like you've been using this almost every day, and a lot of people around St. Kitts have also been using
It's
it.
almost every day,
Yeah,
and it's more easy because in my phone.
awesome. And then you send money even to friends and family through Zebec?
Yeah, in 1 second.
Cheers. That was so great meeting you guys. Thank you for telling me.
Right. Soon the entire island will be using Zebec, because the local banks, you cannot use it on Apple Pay, and Zebec you can.
Yeah, but that's something we've known, right? That with Zebec, you can use them with Apple Pay and Google Pay. That is something we know. Shout out to BTCC for another good interview here. And thank you, JV, for
Hey everyone, I'm in St. Kitts.
posting this. So very, very cool there. So let's get into these comments here, guys. And one of the things I want you also to look out for, guys, is we got some pre-recorded videos on Theta blockchain. Definitely go check those out. Theta is something new that I'm going to introduce to you guys. The Patreon people, we've been talking about Theta for months. So shout out to the Patreon here. But you definitely might want to take a look at Theta. I just did one show of 3. First, introducing how AI has a compute problem. And then we're going to get into 2 more episodes here. But definitely also, I just did a show that I released today, Theta Scandal. Should I be worried? Definitely check that out, because there's been some FUD running around in the Theta community. So I definitely addressed that. So let me know what you guys think about that. Definitely go check those videos out if you haven't already. What is up, Hitter All Day? It's Zebec Nation. Can you smell what Zebec is cooking? Let's go. Let's go. All Kryptonian again. What's up, brother? Appreciate you coming through. What's up, Hideword? It's a payday. Time to buy Zebec Network. Yeah, buddy. That one guy, what's the scoop? A fistful of dollars. Okay, it says there is one channel that's hating on it, but they're quiet. Now Zebec is ISO compliant. Of course they're quiet now, right? Right? Now that we've proven ourselves, now that we're ISO compliant, quiet. Quiet as a bird, as a little church mouse here. What's up, Yazib? Thanks for coming through, brother. What's up, WF Capital? Yo, Zebec. What's up, brother? Dave F. Jr., what's up, brother? Let's go. Rise above. Happy festive season, brother Ruel. Appreciate it. Remember to smash the button, the like button, guys. Yes, definitely smash the like button. We're up to over 8,700 subscribers, guys. So we're less than 1,300 subscribers away from 10K. And oh my gosh, I'm going to be really excited when we get to 10K. That's going to mean a lot to me. It really is. But of course, all of you mean a lot to me right now. Thank you guys so much for getting us to 8,700 plus subscribers. And we're just going to keep going and growing. Okay. What's going on, Ruel? What's up, Monarchy International Realty? What's up, Kimberlite 2? Hey, Ruel, appreciate you. What's up, Hugo in the house? Hosanna leaves me a Monica Long under my tree this year. Monica Long is going to make an appearance through X on the next video. So shout out to Monica Long. Shout out to Hugo out here. Merry Christmas, Root. You alone are responsible for me picking up Zebec at 3 zeros back before Max jumped on board. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. You were right. Let's go. Thank you, Kimberlite. And shout out to Daniel Michal again for the $10 super chat. What's up, Ruru? Boom. That one guy. Can Zebec reach 30 cents first quarter of 2026 with all this great news? That's a good question. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Hey, it's definitely possible, but I think it's more likely that we hit 30 cents when Trump issues these what did he call them? Dividend checks. But who knows? Like what happens at the beginning of the year? You know, we're getting the Clarity Act in January. That could also possibly move the market really, really fast. Let me go ahead and share some news on that here. So they told us, someone told us that the Clarity Act is possible in January. Let me see if I can find that information really quickly. We're going to do it live here. Where did I put that information? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, somebody said the Clarity Act will be in January. It was. Okay. I don't see it actually. But yeah, I think someone said that the Clarity Act will be in January. And if it is in January, okay, here it is actually. I got it. So from Jake Claver retweeting Chad Steingraber, both good follows on Twitter. As usual, Chad Steingraber gets it. If you believe in price before law, the way XRP historically moves fast and aggressively, then the next step up could be just around the corner. News from Ripple. Clarity bill is set to arrive in January. Why? XRP stands to win big with this. The long anticipated Clarity bill has officially entered its final stretch with the markup confirmed for January. Okay, so very, very interesting if we actually get that, if it actually comes around here. It will be amazing to know that. Okay, and here Chad is retweeting Chart Nerd, which he says here, the legal clarity could reduce long-standing uncertainty that has weighed on XRP's price and adoption, seamless integration. And if you guys are not familiar, we did a show here where we talked about Carolyn Pham, the former acting chairperson of the CFTC. She has since been replaced with Mike Selig, and she's moved on to MoonPay. But she gave us clarity from the CFTC side. So there's really no reason for the Clarity Act or the Clarity Bill to be slowed up at all from the Senate, right? So there's a lot of reason to believe that January is the official day. Because I know we've heard a lot of things where it's like, okay, they've been telling us that they were going to give us the Clarity Bill for like 6 months now. This time should be a little different because we actually got clarity from the CFTC, okay, on derivatives trading and things like that. So we should actually get it here in January, which could be very, very big for the crypto market, right? So first quarter, be it January or more towards March, I definitely think we see the price move, but 30 cents, that's really, really, that's a lot. 30 cents, maybe we might want to look more towards when Trump releases those dividend checks, right? But 5 cents, that's a possibility. Let's see here. If we just go to market cap of A and see what 5 cents actually looks like, that's just a 17.7x. So around an 18x from now, that doesn't seem too hard to do. It definitely doesn't seem too hard to do, especially with ISO, all the different compliances that Zebec has had, and especially if they announce something with Canton. Oh man, get out of here, get out of town, just close the door. it's gonna shoot off, right? Rise above, quadruple flames. What's up, Taj Nobles? That's huge. A lot of banks are back in Canton. 100%. What's up, E? He's our moderator in Telegram, Mr. Baby Ears. What's up, fam? Born in September. Love that name. ZBCN, let's go. Digital money, quadruple fours. What up, Rue? Tell Sam and Simon to send it with the rocket ship there. What's up, Rick's 2099? Hey, Rue and fam. What's up, Tharbing Lantern in here? Reposted the stream. Appreciate it, Tharbing Lantern. Another good follow here on X. Definitely give our brother Tharbing Lantern a follow as well. Let me go ahead and show his thing here, which I don't know why this is not checked. But shout out to Throbbing Lantern. Thank you for reposting the stream, brother. Really appreciate it. And there it is. A great follow on Zebec. Can ZBC? Okay, well, we got that one. We got our brother here off Kryptonian for the news. Thank you again, brother. Daniel Michel. ZBCN can actually get up to prices way above our expectations if all the cards are dealt in the right order. One truly never knows. And see, Daniel makes a really good point here, especially when we think about card adoption. Remember that the coin is deflationary, guys. So as the Zebec cards are used, they put some in the buyback. So Zebec is deflationary. So as the cards get more adoption, like we just showed you here with the St. Kitts thing, right, from Bree Teresi, more of it gets burned, okay? So it's quite possible that it can go way faster than any of us think, right? I just like to be conservative with you guys as an audience. I really don't like to tell you guys anything that like could be, you know, pie in the sky or type of thing like that. But again, if adoption happens, like Clarity Act and all of these other things, that's just going to pave the way for Zebec to actually do more payroll and issue more cards here in America. So again, Daniel makes a very, very good point. So definitely keep in mind, Zebec is deflationary to the number of cards. You know, whenever somebody uses a card, stuff is getting burned, right? So again, I think it bodes very well for us to go and look here again at that information from Bree Teresi, like, or at least show it to you again. So let me bring that back up. So right here, when bro used this card, there was some Zebec burned. Okay, so every time Zebec card is used, it goes into the buyback, right? So again, maybe you want to pick up a Zebec card and, you know, use at least some, you know, maybe you might want to do that. So there we go. Let me go back to our chat here. What's up, Patreon? Patron Benjamin Awakened in the house. What up, Rue? Our brother Jetpack JL in the house. Peace and power to the people. Rue and crew, what it do? Let me go ahead and show our brother Jetpack JL's Twitter as well. He's also very graciously shared information with us, the channel, and we appreciate Jetpack around here. Go ahead and share his Twitter. Definitely give him a like and subscribe and follow if you guys haven't already. Appreciate you, Jetpack. Thanks for coming on, always coming through, brother. Being a consistent watcher. Okay, yeah, I upped the volume a little bit more. Here all day, sell some crypto and buy a new phone. To the guy who says a little more volume. What's up, Ricks? That's crazy. What's up, Mr. Spader? Shout out to Mr. Spader for sharing information as well. He's also shared some information with me. Remember, you don't have to hear about the 15% because it's not an incentive. They don't have to advertise. Once the network is on, 15% on 24-hour payroll for the life of the network. And I really believe him when he says that. Again, it's quite possible that Zebec is directly connected to the Interledger protocol, right? There's nothing directly that proves that, but we've speculated it on here. Shout out to others like Blue Collar Crypto, you know, Maximus Crypto. We made this speculation of Zebec possibly being the Interledger protocol. So it quite might possibly be that it's built in that they have to have Zebec, okay? And we kind of see this in the fact that organizations like Signum have custodied Zebec. Fireblocks has custodied Zebec. Why? Because they need it. So again, we're talking about a cryptocurrency in which institutions are custodying millions of Zebec. So keep that in mind. That's something to very much keep in mind. So shout out to you, Mr. Spader, for doing that. Again, we're going to do it live here. I'll see if I can bring up where Fireblocks, after Cybos, Fireblocks went and bought 250 million Zebec. Okay. So I'll see if I can bring that up here. Somebody's bound to show it. Okay, here we go. Shout out to Angelica again. Let me just go ahead and do this. Okay. Crypto custody giant Fireblocks holds 250 million ZBCN. Okay. Fireblocks provides custody services for the leading financial institutions, including BNY, BNP Paribas, and ABN Amaro. Okay. Caleb and Brown is the crypto brokerage firm that offers ZBCN and utilizes Fireblocks for custody. So again, very, very cool there. And also Signum, which has connections to XRP, they also custody Zebec. Let me see if I can pull that up. Again, we're doing it live here. I know Simon mentioned it in a space, in the spaces that they custody them. I don't know if he said how much though. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see if someone has it here. No, no one has it, but they definitely said it. Simon said it in the spaces, but no one officially has it. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Well, shout out to Creative Control, another good follow here. Um, he has it in his posts. The 21 United States banks and Signum official B2B white label offering remain unnamed. But here are two partners you should give you an idea of the level of banking institutions that will be offered through Zebec HQ with Signum ETF, okay, Bybit and SBI. And he has here some links. The Signum integrates Bybit into Protect off-chain custody platform. Member exchanges now account for over 50 of global spot derivative volumes. And then he has here SBI also related to Signum. So there's some XRP connections there. Shout out to Creative Control. Bro's another good follow. If you guys haven't followed him already, another good follow there for ZBCN. Okay. So let's go back here and let's go ahead here and read some more comments. Price prediction for Zebec in 2026 now that it is ISO compliant. Let's say 10 to 20 cents. Let's be conservative there, right there, 10 to 20 cents. It can be way more, again, if we get more card adoption, okay? If we get an announcement of official announcement with Canton Network. So we also get the compliance with FCA. So I think it could be way more than that, but let's say 10 to 20 cents. Do you know how I can get Theta? It's on gate.io. I think gate.io is banned in the US. So there's a couple different ways you can get Theta. You can get Theta on Uphold. They have it so you can buy Theta. But the best way to get Theta is to get the Theta wallet. The Theta wallet app you can get. And there's a third coin that Theta has. They have Theta, Theta Fuel, and T-Drop. Be sure to catch my episodes. We're going to tell you what T-Drop does. They just redid what T-Drop does, and T-Drop works for AI compute now. That's its use case. It used to be NFTs, but now it's AI compute, and that's very, very important. Okay, coming up here soon is going to be very, very important. So, honestly, and again, shout out to the patrons. We've been talking about this forever in the Patreon. So, patrons, you got this first. Shout out to the Patreon. Link in the description here, and code running across the screen there for 45% off the first month. Patreon DEC45. But yeah, so with the Theta wallet, you can take on Uphold, and you can send T-Fuel to your Theta wallet, swap it, and get T-Drop. So on Uphold, you can get both Theta and T-Fuel. If you want to get T-Drop, you got to go into Theta wallet to get T-Drop. Now, once you get into the Theta wallet, what you need to do is have Theta and wrap that Theta. And once you wrap the Theta in the Theta wallet, you can buy T-Drop. Let me know if you guys need me to do like a tutorial on that, and I'll just drop a tutorial on the channel. Ru, any word on the super app release date? They told us by the end of the year they were going to try to do the super app. Doesn't look like they're going to get there, maybe, but you know, I have full confidence that they're going to get the super app. Maybe they might have to delay it a little bit to January, but I'm fully confident that they are working on the super app. I'm fully confident that it's going to be everything that they say it's going to be. But think about the super app, right? And think about the payroll as far as the payroll goes. They're going to be the first destination your payroll hits. Okay? You're going to get it in real time, but it's going to be in their super app first. So they're going to be the centralized conduit in how you spend your money. Okay? So that's so huge. They're going to be the genesis of payroll. So I would want to, I would want to be there. I would want to be on that app. If I'm a company, I would say, please let me be on your app. Because the minute they get paid, they're going to want to spend their money, right? So let me be on your app. Let me be on your super app. I'll offer a coupon. I'll offer this. I'll offer that. But I want to be visible on your app so that they can buy with me first. Okay, so think how much marketing they're going to be able to do to have their super app and to pay people in real time and be able to market on that. It's huge, man. Brother Rue, what's good? King Pound 1, what's up, brother? Appreciate you. 3 to 5 cents in January, 100%. Rich Dreams Beats. If it hits 30 cents, will it hold for a while? It's impossible to know, except, when you look at the charts, you'll be able to figure that out. Shout out to the Patreon. We have some charting videos in the Patreon. Definitely want to check that out. I did my charting videos along with the BTCC videos. So, you definitely want to check that out in the Patreon charting videos, because the charts will show you through different indicators. Should something will pull back, should something not pull back. We have that in the Patreon. Jetpack Jo. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Somebody saying something to Jetpack. What's up, John Ocampo? We saw ZBCN Express to financial freedom. I have nothing but time. Yes, indeed. I just want to know the real value of Zebec once everything is put in place. It's kind of impossible to know the real value itself, but since it's a deflationary coin, to me, like, because I was watching somebody, I can't remember who it was, but he said something like, when you look at companies like BlackRock, their goal is really to hold on to assets forever. And he made a really good point when he said that. Like, BlackRock, along with State Street and Vanguard, they own a ridiculous amount of the stock market. It could be something like, he said 88%. I didn't fact check that, but I do know they own like 88%, or like they own a lot of the Fortune 500. Okay. Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street. So when you think about Zebec and knowing that it's a deflationary asset and it may be an integral part of the XRP ledger, in that it may be a part of the interledger protocol with Stellar, and an important part of Stellar for the interledger protocol in moving money back and forth, and it's going to be the genesis of payroll. The moment you get paid, you're going to be using the Zebec app to move your money around, whether you're investing it, whether you're lending it, whether you're sending a remittance payment. It's huge. It could go as, I'm not going to say it could go as far as XRP. That would be pushing it, but it could definitely go multiple dollars. Why wouldn't it? It's a deflationary asset. Why couldn't it? And as soon as all of these cards get active, people are going to burn more and more tokens and more tokens, right? Which, again, if you're not staking your Zebec, why wouldn't you be staking your Zebec? Or some of your Zebec at least, right? When we think about how the rich build wealth, compound interest, dividends, passive income, that is a way to build wealth, right? So why wouldn't you passively be staking some of your ZBCN, getting 8% APY, This is the only place you can stake your ZBCN, stake.zebec.io. I'll put the link in the chat. And I'm definitely staking some right now, right? So you can do this with a Phantom wallet. Stake your ZBCN for 1 month for 8 API, 3 months for 12% APY, 4 months for 15% APY. I'll put that link in the chat here. I'm starting to do this with a lot of my cryptocurrencies. If you guys want to see different cryptocurrencies I own and different lists that I have for cryptocurrency, definitely sign up for the Patreon, okay, where we have a chat room where we discuss different things that we're looking at daily, right? Including one of the short trades that I put in for, or I told them about that I'm doing, that we're up on right now, right? With BTCC. So shout out to the Patreon. Thai Campus. Yes, you are responsible. Back in late February, I sold Hedera Doge and swapped it off for ZBCN. Wow, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. No liquidity, no chance of hitting next one when Bitcoin drops to 69 to 74K in the coming months. We're currently in a bear market phase. Again, and I've been, shout out to my guys, Crypto Future and Maximus Crypto. We do an exclusive show every Thursday. And I kind of hit it right on the nail, right? If you look at the chart, it looks like Bitcoin may come back, right? I don't think it's going to go any lower than 74, to be honest with you. Like, if you look at it right now, let's look at the chart. It's at 88, right? 8s have been big this year. It hasn't dropped below 80. Everybody keeps saying that it will, and you know every time someone's like, oh, it's going to go lower, it's going to go lower. They were saying that junk with Sam Bankman-Fried when Bitcoin went to 16K. They're like, oh, it's going to go to 8,000, it's going to go to 8,000. Until it can break past, you can see the points on the graph here, right? We're on the 8-hour, but let's go to the day chart, actually. There are a few different points where it hasn't broken 80. You can see the little lines here, right? I'm going to draw a couple of them. It hasn't broken, what is that right there? 83. Every time it creates a higher low. So until it breaks one of these higher low points, I think we're fine, right? I drew the lines and it makes it actually a little bit harder to see. So I'll move them. But every time it's created a higher low. So to me, right here, until we break 84, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Now, if we break 84, then we got to look out. But until we do that, we're fine. Okay? So I think quite possibly, and I was the only one who was thinking this, like who kind of went out there like, okay, yeah, I think we're going to be cool. But, you know, if you look at things that guys have posted, I'm not going to say I'm like the only one in crypto that's been saying this, because shout out to Smoke. He's been saying it like 4-year cycle. Like, we're done with the 4-year cycle thing. Did we hit a bear market time, a bear time? Yes, we did. From, I think it was October 10th, we've done nothing but fall, right? And then this is called the bear, the death cross. We did death cross, right? But we have not gone below, like since we dropped to 79, right, around 79, 78K, we have only created lower lows, or higher lows, I should say, higher lows, in which, since whatever date this is, December 17th, we haven't gone below 84K. Now, if we go below that 84-ish K, then I could say, okay, yeah, then there's something. But until then, I have no reason but to believe we're going to go back up. Okay, that's my personal opinion. But there it is. I've given you a price point that you can look at and say, you know, well, if we pass 84, then maybe we're going to go back down. Okay, but until we pass 84, I think we're okay. Okay, so that's where I'm at with that. Shout out to my guy Shook Focus Digital. Let's share his channel as well. And shout out to Shook. He's a Patreon member of mine, and I'm a Patreon member of his. I was looking at one of his Patreon videos last night that was very intriguing. So shout out to our brother Shook Focus out here. Let's go ahead and bring up his X, and then bring up his channel as well. Shout out to Shook Focus Digital. And then if you come over to my channel, let me share it on a different screen here. So if you come over to my channel on the homepage, you'll definitely check out that we have Zebec playlists here and Metallica's playlist and others. But if you mosey all the way down here, you'll see that we have creators here. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Shout out to Underdog Research Channel. Shout out to Shook Focus Digital. And we got a whole bunch of creators here. Maximus Crypto, the Mooniverse, Gentleman Crypto, NYC Odd App, Simon Family Investments, Benzinga, 101 Media, Crypto Future, the Ronin Experience, and the Crypto Crossroad Show. Let's see what Shook is doing here. His most recent show. Pakistan news is big for XCN. Definitely check that out. He also had a show with Crypto Canvas here recently. You see here. I don't see that. Okay, there it is. There it is. So definitely check that one out too. XCN and Chain is set the standard or follow it. So definitely check out those shows from our brother Shook Focus Digital out here. And let's go ahead and continue here and leave Shook stuff there. That one guy is Zebec better half the top Zebec content creator, Ruel Black, in the Super Bowl commercial. Hey man, if they had me in a Super Bowl commercial, that would be so awesome, bro. That would be crazy awesome. I would have to be like, what are my Sanford and Son people in here? I have to have the whole Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey. With a whole grab. That would be me, like if I ended up on the Super Bowl commercial, man. That would be so amazing. I hope it's the next XRP 100%. Rich Dreams Beats. That one guy, ZBCN $1 to $3. Watch. I love that. I love that bravado right there. The huevos, the balls on that one. On Yotsky, no liquidity, no retail investors, no QE yet. I believe it would be a bear market for most cryptos. I disagree on that one. Just like I said there, and I kind of broke down the chart of Bitcoin. If we don't slip below 84, I think we're continuing up here. The Fed just started pumping 40 billion a month of liquidity into the market, all the way until March. They will most likely extend that. Yes. So liquidity is here. So I guess that there actually is quantitative easing. I think that's what you're referring to there, Dustin. Right? Appreciate it. So LOL. Okay, well, then on Yasi says no, it's not quantitative easing. That's a normal injection of Fed. Well, we shall see. Again, we got the price target. As long as Bitcoin is over 84K, I think we're fine. If it slips below that, then maybe we might need to look out, and that might be a good time to put in a short BTCC. The link is right over there to the right. Yes, it is. They just won't call it quantitative easing again. And they do that sometimes. They'll change the definitions of things and they'll inject stuff, and they just won't use the same definition. Just like they use the word crypto, but then it's all blockchain, really, kind of, right? But when they refer to crypto, they say blockchain, so people don't know that they're talking about crypto, right? Or sometimes they'll say distributed ledger technology, which we know is blockchain, right? So they do that stuff all the time. It's kind of tricky. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, someone else is saying there that it's textbook quantitative easing. So yeah, I can see it. So if they're already doing it, but we can see that in the price, right? Higher lows, right? Yeah, there's liquidity when there's fear and greed. Index is that extreme fear. Yep. And I think we're at extreme fear, right? We all know the whole Warren Buffett phase, right? Phrase, right? Which is when people are greedy, be fearful. When people are fearful, be greedy. We all know that phrase, right? And this is the time where people are max fearful. So this is the time to be greedy, right? Just enjoy that ride, right? What's up, Cloud? 99. Bitcoin is going all the way through, going up all the way through 2026 midterms in a year. You don't think Trump is going to run the economy hot and make sure people have money? Liquidity will be roaring. I agree with that. I mean, he's already told us that he was going to give us dividend checks, right? And with the tariffs, he was saying that he might even get rid of income tax. Think about if he actually gets rid of income tax. And believe me, before 1913 and they brought in the central bank money, this is the way we operated. There was not an income tax before 1913, federal income tax anyway. So if he were to do that and get rid of federal income tax, like there was before when we had tariffs before 1913, that automatically will make people believe they have way more money, right? At least the people that get paid salary, right? For entrepreneurs, it's a little different. The tax system kind of works for you, but for people who are salaried, that would be injecting money into the economy right there with getting rid of federal income tax. So we'll see, but I really think we're in for a boost. And plus, towards the beginning of the year, that's when everybody have rearranged their tax portfolio, right? So everybody has made their adjustments, right? And we've kind of seen it here. Let's go back to the chart again. We kind of seen it here where Bitcoin is rising back up. We kind of see this every year where towards December, there's a down point at the beginning of the year. And once everybody has reorganized their tax portfolio and how they're going to take their losses and everything like that, right? And how they're going to take their losses, they start getting into towards the end of December, everything that they want to get into. And then towards the beginning of the year, we have the little pump. That happens, to me, it seems like it happens almost every year. But we can go back on the chart and kind of look at it. Where's January here? So through January, we had a pump right there in January. So could we have one again? I think it's very likely, especially seeing as how we had that dumpalicious dump here in October. I think it's very likely we can have it's very likely we can have a pump. But let's look at the further time spans. Oh, look at that. So look at the week chart, guys, in which on the week, it looks very juicy down here. Where like on these RSIs, like it's time to pop right back up here. So I don't know. It looks kind of good to me. Looks kind of good to me here. And to be honest, if you look at these charts too, what it's saying is Bitcoin's still crazy bullish, right? As far as these week time frames are, these further time frames, the week, the 3-day, the 2-day, it is kind of close to death crossing. But if you look at the RSI, looks like it's ready to come back up on the 2-day too. So honestly, just looking at the charts, it does look like it's going to pop back up to me. But, you know, let me know what you think. What's up, ZBCN, man? Another one who shares information and things. Let's go ahead and share his stuff with you guys. Give him a follow, guys, if you haven't already. Appreciate you, brother. Accumulate coins while they're cheap, 100%. You really think they're going to pump it early next year? It'll be close to midterms when they pump it, which is around September onwards. Well, again, if we get the Clarity Act, that's something. There's also, you know, the people that love the things with the lunar cycle and the solar cycle. There's a solar cycle changeover in March. So quite possibly, if it holds off till March might be a turning point. So, yeah. So January, we can look at it maybe be in January with the Genius Act, or not Genius Act, but the Clarity Act. Then March, there's a solar cycle, so that might be possibly a time as well. And then Trump, if he issues these dividend checks, we could possibly see it happen further along, maybe in a October, you know, midterm to third quarter type of time. So both of those times could be possible. And you say any day now, quite possible. There are a few different times that we should pay attention to. January, if we get the Clarity Act. March, when it comes to solar cycle. There's always the fear of sell in May and walk away type of deal. So always look for that. But we shall see. Zebec has been going down since March. F my Patreon. Okay, well, I don't know what my Patreon has to do with anything. I don't know. You know, everything has been going down since, well, not since March though. Let me see here. Let's look at that. Angry person there. Well, the whole market has been going down since October. I don't know that Zebec has been going down since March. Nope, not since March. It's actually not been going down since March. It came back up here in August and October. If you really wanted to make an argument, you could say since October 27th, but not since March. That's actually inaccurate. But again, if you look at the week chart, it looks pretty juicy down here too. Oops, I wasn't sharing that. So no, actually it hasn't been going down since March. But we can go ahead and get you up out of here though. But yeah, what you said is inaccurate as well. LY Tower, what's up, Light Tower? Appreciate you, brother. Patreon in the house, another Patreon member. Theta, let's go. Let's see here. New news. ISO 20022 confirmed. Yes, indeed. Well, see, for me, that I feel the same way, Cloud 99. For me, ISO, like, it's nothing. I never worried about it the whole time. Like, we've been seeing them working WageLink, right, where they said they're compliant with WageLink through Circle. They've been working with NatPay. With NatPay, they have that direct connection to FedNow. ISO 20022 was never a concern for me, but people like to see things official, you know. So this is my first time saying it's official, so there you go. But for me, it was like, okay, well, we already knew this was gonna happen. Like, we know they're tight with Circle. Was anyone worried about this? I wasn't. But you know, people like to see things official, man. So there it is. What's up, Shizzle 21? Hey, if it's 40 cents by next fall, I'm gonna be very happy. You and me both, man. I'm gonna be on some island somewhere, bro. I tell you what, you're free to leave. Yeah, we got that dude here. You're talking about Ruby and the grifter. You're talking smack crack. Yeah, never a grifter, man. I don't know. If you're calling me a grifter, you're calling the whole crypto market a grifter. I've never grifted in my life, bro. Or maybe I don't know. I don't know. I'll let y'all be the judge of that. I don't view myself as a grifter, but yeah, I'll let y'all be the judge of that. I thought you said I thought the super app was releasing this year. They did tell us that it was going to be releasing towards the end of the year, but it doesn't seem like they're going to make that. Who knows, man? Maybe they might. There's still a couple days left in the year. Maybe they give us some information that it's releasing. So I don't know, but they definitely did what they said they were going to do as far as ISO is concerned, and I think that deserves a round of applause. I'm a software developer. I know how hard it is to develop software. So if they don't give us the super app by the end of the year, would I be mad about it? Not really, because I know there are definitely setbacks when it comes to software. But we'll see what happens, right? We'll definitely see what happens. But I'm fully confident that they have the people in place to have the super app be glorious, right? They definitely got all the partners in place with, you know, NatPay, with Circle. Like, I never really worry about Zebec in that way, and they're always giving us news, right? Shout out to Shook Focus Digital, who covers XCN. XCN's one of those coins where we know, like, they don't give as much news. Zebec always gives us news, always gives us spaces, and I think they should be applauded for that. So if they just happen to not hit that deadline with the super app, I'm not going to be too worried about that because they keep us informed with everything they do. So shout out to Zebec for that. Shout out to them for always recognizing the community as well. You know, Simon's followed me. You know, they've given members of the community jerseys. Like, I don't know what more like the community would want from Zebec, right? As far as how active they are, as far as how much they keep us informed. Like, they're honestly, they deserve some type of award from us for always keeping us in the loop as much as they do. So shout out to them, man. Hit Gary Daily, use desktop to stake and unstake and hodl problems. Unstaking my Zebec earlier today via mobile. Desktop works flawlessly when unstaking Zebec. There we go. I usually use I don't know any way that besides desktop to use to unstake it. What about Solana's lawsuit? Do they have a lawsuit? I have no idea about Solana's lawsuit. If we see all the things that Solana has done as far as like they're now kind of native on base, right? We covered that in the show a couple days ago, maybe a week ago. Would I be worried about a Solana lawsuit? Nope. Not in the slightest. And if we look at some of the organizations that Solana's involved with, like let's go ahead and pull up one right now. The blockchain. We'll pull it up here. Blockchain Association here. So Blockchain Association is a membership verified voice of crypto industry. Our 100 members include the sector's leading investors, companies, projects working together to support a future forward pro-innovation national policy and regulatory framework for the crypto economy. So again, they're crypto policy people. Our mission is to advance the future of crypto in the United States, promoting the potential of blockchain technology and shaping policy that ensures success. And if you look at their members, right? Let's go ahead and look at some of their members, right? Of which Solana is one of them. These are the leading cryptos when it comes to policy, right? Theta is one of them, right? That we're recently doing shows on Theta. Of course, Zebec Partners Circle is one of them. Where is Circle in this list? Right here. And if we go ahead and go down and we see Solana. So Solana, I'm really not worried about Solana in any type of lawsuit. You know, they're connected to Visa. We know they're connected to here, this blockchain association. And like we see heavyweights on here. Ondo, Optimism, you name it, right? Ripple, Stellar Development Foundation, Hedera, Dapper, Chainlink. Where's Hedera? They're in the H's somewhere. Fireblocks, Coinbase. So I'm not really, and there's Hedera. So I'm not really worried at all about any type of lawsuit that Solana would have. Like, it's just absolutely cool. I just restaked my unstake. There we go. Yep, not worried about Solana lawsuit. 95% of my Zebec is staking. Let's go. I'm a long-term hold. So why not gain residual income while the market is down? That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, this is the way the rich really kill it, right? Passive income. Staking, everybody should be staking something, because it just sits there while you're at wherever you're at, earning you money, right? I stake my Zebec. I stake my Metallicus. They make it really easy, Metallicus does, with their Metal X lending platform, right? And again, all the cryptos that have these lending platforms, which Zebec will have when they have their super app, are going to make buku money, like tons of money. Because one, if you borrow against your crypto, you know, consult a tax person. I'm not a tax person. This is not tax advice. But from what I hear, taking a loan against your crypto is not a taxable event. Metal lending lets you do that as if you're a bank. And they offer staking on Cardano, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Metal Dollar, Ethereum, Solana, Stellar, Ripple, XPR, Metal DAO, USDC, Doge, Hedera, and Tether. And they're almost like giving you the cheat code by saying, perhaps, like all of these ones that they're showing you, maybe these are going to be world reserve currencies. I don't know. Maybe they might, right? Something to look at. Definitely check out the show where I called Metallicus, Flare, and Zebec like the new bond market. And I'm talking about bonding around XRP, because XRP is going to need bonding. They're going to need yield in order to be a world reserve currency. Flare provides that, but also places like Metal X, where they give a little bit of yield on Ripple on XRP, they will provide that as well. So again, check out that show. I'll go show you it. I think that was a live streamed show. Yes, it was. Definitely go check that show out. the new bond market right here. Definitely check that show out. It was a great show. Unless you know some of the stuff that they need to become a world reserve currency. There's no better tokens out there to gain passive income via daily rewards. For sure. XCL was a nice rug for the PCL holders. Okay, I don't know about XCL. I don't know anything about that one. Let's see. Where's the best place to stake ZBCN? I think we just put that on there here. We'll put it in the chat again. That's the best place to stake ZBCN. Gensler, that big dummy. To go back to the Sanford and Son reference that we had earlier. Mark Pilra, 3636, holla. Let me take these headphones off. We're not using them right now. Solo the Kid, SHX. Yes, sir, Phantom. SHX is creeping. Could that pounce to 50 cents in a blink with its little market cap? Could be a beast. Yeah, SHX is a beast out here. Just imagine, right? If we go back to market cap of a. Okay, all Zebec has to do is pretty much 18x and we're at 5 cents. Doesn't seem too hard to do, especially in an altcoin bull market, which we're poised for because we're getting all these altcoin ETFs. So keep that in mind too, right? Stronghold. Only at 41 million, right? Market cap. And it's getting listed on all these different exchanges now. It's already listed on Uphold. Imagine what happens when it gets listed on Coinbase, on Binance. And shout out to people like Mine Crypto who have already shown us that it seems like they got all the trust lines set up for that already. All it needs to do is go to 5 billion market cap, and we're virtually at $1, 92 to 93 cents, 100x, 121x. Stronghold is such a freaking bargain out here, and remember, they're escrowing some of it, so they must have a use for that escrow. Who are they going to give that escrow to? Stronghold has an escrow. Stellar has an escrow. XRP has an escrow. I always like watching. Let me put these headphones back on. It's, for whatever reason, the headphones are a little bit more comfortable. I always watch Rue, Max, and Jesse all the time. I like their channels. I'm more partial to Rue's channel, though. I appreciate that, Daniel. I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that, because Max and Jesse are some heavy hitters out there, man, and they definitely got more subscribers than I do. So I really appreciate that. That love, man. That really means a lot to me. Thank you for that. Phantom Beat, 10 out of 10. Kick the tar out of all the cryptos. Let's go. Well, yeah, we got Slam Poetry. We got him up out of here. And I don't usually do that, but bro is just too disrespectful. So I got him up out of here. Light Tower, hey Rue, I believe that the other person was asking how to get their Theta off Gate.io, which is banned. I don't think they were able to. They were trying to buy it. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Generally, you're able to get your crypto off of something. So I think the way that you would do that is you would just get a Theta wallet. So what my answer still kind of applies there. If you get a Theta wallet, you then just, get your address, right, from the Theta wallet. You get your Theta address from the wallet, and you send your Theta from Gate.io to the Theta wallet. Because I don't think they're allowed to keep your crypto. You just go tell them that you need some time to open up your account and send, your Theta that you own on that account to a wallet, and they're obliged to do that for you. So thank you for clearing that up, Light Tower. Mark Pilra, I have price targets. I have enough ZBCN to sell on the way up. There we go. Rue, do you think one of the reasons markets didn't perform well were due to tariffs? Seemed like everything in the market was about to take off. Trump announced more tariff, which stinks the market. I'll put it like this. I think they have different things that they can say move the market down. The tariffs are one of them. But I think the main thing to me was that they delayed everything having to do with XRP. We were supposed to get those XRP ETFs in like July. And they delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed them until absolutely at the end of the year. And also when they delayed all this stuff, right? They delayed it till after that whole thing that happened November 10th. And I'm still unclear. I know they blamed it on Wintermute and they blamed it on Binance. It's still very much not clear what happened there, right? They say that it was a coding bug. I know that what it's said to have been a coding bug that did this, that, or the other thing. But it literally happened out of nowhere, where the indicators in the market said that the market was going to go up in October. And almost every October, it was like 8 out of 10 Octobers had gone up. So that was some high level shenanigans that they played in October, when normally the market goes up in October, and the charts were saying that we were going to go up in October. So again, I think there were shenanigans played, like what the coding bug and the XRP stuff being delayed all the way to December. Okay, so it's kind of almost like what happened with Rona, right? John McAfee was saying Bitcoin is just going, and it's going to not stop. And he would have been right had not Rona happened, right? You know what I mean when I say Rona, right? I know at one time you couldn't say that. And I want to just not say it just in case, right? But so that's my theory. Whatever that quote unquote coding bug was, along with the delay of XRP ETFs, is why we had the market kind of stall, right? And now it's kind of catching up. And again, if we don't drop under 84K Bitcoin, I think we just continue to go up. ISO is way big, super app. A month or two away, a delay is no biggie. I agree. ISO is way big, and super app 1 or 2 months. It's not that big a deal. And as a software developer, I know software is hard. Okay, like it's hard. So if they had to wait a couple months to get something perfect, I'd rather them do that than release buggy super app software that nobody's going to want to use, and it gives a bad first impression. Like, everybody who builds software will know, okay, just delay it until it's right and then bring it out. There again, like I said, kudos to Zebec and always staying informed with us, giving us regular spaces, even doing things as to show appreciation by sending custom sports jerseys. And believe it or not, people like retro clothing like that. So all of you guys who got custom jerseys like me, shout out to them. I got a Pistons jersey and I'm from Detroit, so that means a lot to me. Those custom jerseys in the future will be worth something. So not only did they give you something, they gave you something that might actually have value in the future, right? As opposed to like a sticker or something like that, or like a really speculative NFT. They gave you a custom Nike branded, official Nike branded jersey. In the future, those things might be crazy worth something. Like look up vintage clothing sometime, guys. So shout out to Zebec and what they did for us as a community, right? And how they continuously keep us informed as a community. So, shout out to JJ Ortiz, shout out to Sam Thabalia, shout out to Simon Babakani. Shout out to you guys, this whole team. You guys really go above and beyond for the community. And that's that should be recognized. I like Super App to come out at 007. Yeah, we could get 007 when the Super App comes out. Especially how they've already told us they have Stripe partnership, they have a Zelle partnership. A Super App comes out and you can just immediately use Zelle. I mean, I think that should be really, really, really big. But also think about it, they might be waiting for the Clarity Act to be passed so they can really, really have this in full and in total use. Because once the Clarity Act passes, I think then they can implement what they really want to implement in payroll. Because right now they're probably only kind of relegated to testing it. Whereas once the Clarity Act is officially passed, then they can actually roll things out for real. Like really. So Phantom Beat added to Metallicus. That would be ZBCN added to Metallicus would be sick. That would be sick. Marshall Hayner, if you're listening, adding ZBCN to Metallicus, maybe I should go suggest that, man. I might go suggest that tonight. That they add ZBCN to their network. I think there is some crossover there, by the way. Of course, we know what Simon Babakani told us, right? The more adoption they get from banks, including credit unions, that would include credit unions, the more and the better it is for Zebec. I just want to play that again here. We have a short for that. Let me go ahead and go play that. Let me bring that up right quick. Let me bring it up. Okay, here we go. And let me find my shorts.
Well, banks entering the space is actually a net positive for companies like Zebec for a variety of reasons. Number one, the more banks that now issue and transact with stablecoins means that we can tap an even larger number of corporates in the US. That's the first benefit. So we're going to see more and more banks opt in, which opens us up to a much bigger share of the $11 trillion in annual US payroll volume. And then when you see bank-led consortiums like Zelle entering the stablecoin space, that is another net positive for Zebec, because now we'll be able to connect Zelle Pay to the Zebec Super App, meaning that through a simple Zelle push, you'll be able to load stablecoins directly into your Zebec app. That is the easiest, cleanest off-ramp that you could ever build. Well, banks entering the space is actually a net positive for companies like Zebec for a variety of reasons.
So there it is. He mentioned Zelle, right? So Zelle, Stripe, both may be possible here on the Super App. Think about just how insanely crazy that'll be, right? Check out Anzen. It's also backed by Circle, and Circle invested into them as well. Also backed by Ondo and others. I know you love tokens backed by Circle. That's why I'm mentioning it here. No problem, hit her all day. I will take a look at Anzen. Writing it down as we speak. And I'll start it. At some point, BTC and ISO coins will be the value buy. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the value buy right now. When you look at a lot of ISO coins, you know, shout out to the Patreon. We've been talking about a lot of them, right? Um, it's such a good buy right now. Like we were talking about a lot of different ISO coins on the open mic night, which we did this Saturday, and I put that up. The open mic night is almost like a Ruel, you know, it's like Blackrue After Dark, in which we went 2 hours this open mic night. So again, the Patreon, great value, guys. Link in the description for 45% off your first month. We went 2 hours on the open mic night, and we definitely talked about some ISOs, some of the ISOs, and some of the information that they have going on recently with these ISOs. What's up, William Mack? Real bullish live. Salute, my guy. Appreciate it, brother. What's up, Underdog Research Channel? Blackrue just got off a live, so you were live, so I wanted to check on you. Appreciate it, brother. Definitely go check out our brother, Underdog Research Channel. We just mentioned him a little bit earlier, but I want to go to his channel, see what he's got going on here. Know he's been heavily hitting Plume, and talking about Plume, right? We were just talking about members of the Blockchain Association, in which they focus on crypto regulation. Well, guess what? Plume's a member of this prestigious association as well. There they are, Plume, right underneath Ondo. Go figure. So let's go over here and take a look here at our brother Underdog Research Channel's channel. You go right there down. He's first one you see right there, right next to our brother Shook. If you go ahead and check out his latest thing, I'm loving this thumbnail. It looks like a video game thumbnail. Like I want to play this game. Plume Loon Goons. I want to play this. This looks like something that I should play on the PS5 over here. Shout out to you, brother. So we got the Plume report 34 minutes ago. So brand new video from our brother Underdog Research Channel. Absolutely brand new on the Plume. It's another one I'm definitely high on, and you can see again the shoulders that Plume is rubbing shoulders with here. Just saying. So might be something you want to look at, and definitely go check out our brother Underdog Research Channel, as you can see here. So definitely go check them out if you guys haven't already. I have Zebec Metal Blockchain and XPR staking. Love them, great returns. Yes, indeed. Same here. Yep, and there's the staking site. If you guys need it again, I'll show it there. I shared it there for you guys. Rue, how do we meet you, man? Gotta give you Huggy Buckies. Yeah, we definitely gotta have a meet up. Bugatti 1173. Definitely, like, hey, maybe when Zebec gets to like 10 cents, we have a meetup, man. I know Max is here in Phoenix. You guys saw that we were doing live shows together. Maybe he's still here in Phoenix at that time, and we all have a nice little meetup, man. That would be awesome. I would really love that. But of course, we should have security, because Zebec being at 20 cents, a lot of us will be very, very rich men. So we gotta have the Debo looking brothers, the huge brothers there as security, just in case somebody gets some crazy ideas in their head. You know, I'm from Detroit. I just gotta be safer than sorry out there. So yeah, for sure we have to have a meetup when Zebec gets to like 10 or 20 cents. Something made me check on Zebec on Coinbase yesterday. It's able for purchase from USDC through the DEX. Okay. It usually says Coinbase doesn't support this crypto. So does this mean Coinbase soon? It very much may be, Jimmy Dubs 28. We do know that Coinbase Ventures is a backer of Zebec, right? We brought that news to you before on the channel, but just to show the receipts like we like to do on this channel, right? Let's go ahead and show you that again. We'll bring it up here right quick. So we see here funds and backers. Coinbase Ventures we see is one, along with Solana Ventures, which is why they're on Solana, Circle, OKX. One of the themes here, right? We see exchanges and, you know, USDC, Circle. Brayer Capital, who was an initial investor in Circle. Lightspeed, who's an initial investor in XRP, right? And where's Gemini was also on here. Okay, there it is. I don't know why I just overlooked that. But Gemini, Finality Capital, Shima Capital. Shima Capital, we know them from Swift Blockchain. Definitely Brother Underdog Research Channel. One of the best Swift videos on YouTube. His Billionaire Blueprint. Definitely go over to Brother Underdog Research channel and check that out if you're interested in Swift Blockchain. Of course, another update on Swift Blockchain, I can mention it now and mention it in the show later because sometimes people don't make it around to the 1 hour and 40-something minute mark. But very interesting news on Swift Blockchain. I just want to bring this up and show it to you guys. If you go look at Swift Blockchain on Etherscan, there is a wallet that is holding 12% of the supply of Swift. Only inflows. Just recently, 8 days ago, purchased 11 million more Swift Blockchain. Only inflows since 83 days ago. Okay. To the tune of $5.6 million worth of Swift Blockchain. Who is this person? Why are they holding this much? Do we see a Swift Blockchain ETF? Like, I'm so bullish in what's going on with Swift Blockchain. And, you know, I can't wait to see how this works out with them, right? I mean, yeah, so this one holder is holding 12% of the supply and has been accumulating since 83 days ago. So let's see what happens there, man. Let's really see what happens there. And they're doing it in a like kind of very public way because this wallet exists. You can see it on Etherscan. So very, very interesting there. Very interesting. What's up, Moonfeather? Peace and blessings to the Root Crew. Let's go ahead and show Moonfeather's channel as well. Shout out to all the creators that watch the channel, man. It's fabulous to have so many creators watch the channel. Y'all know this YouTube stuff ain't easy out here, guys. It's not. You might think that it's easy to just come in front of a whole bunch of people, talk, prepare information, and do that, but it is not easy. All right. And I'm really blessed to have all these wonderful creators come over and watch my channel, and I'm happy to share them with you as well. Share these wonderful creators with you guys. The Mooniverse, she does astrology, and she has some of the most interesting breakdowns on XRP. And we know the quote, right, from JP Morgan. Millionaires don't do astrology, billionaires do. I'm paraphrasing there, right? And she has the quote actually right here. Let me zoom in. Will it zoom in? Okay, yeah, there it is. Millionaires don't use astrology billionaires do, and that's attributed to J.P. Morgan. Look it up, guys. So, Moonfeather and I have done 3 shows. It's time for a 4th show for sure, Mooney. Shout out to you. Let me see, where is our 4th show? She did a very, very interesting breakdown on XRP that it's this show. Definitely go check this out, guys. It's a nice little short that she has here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna drop it in the chat. Definitely go check that out. I thought it was very interesting what she found there and the connections she made. So hopefully that goes through for you guys. But yeah, check out the shows. We've done a few different shows on her channel live, I believe. So yeah, definitely check out the last one we just did, which is Stock Stars and the Crypto Connection, episode 3. Also, episode 2 was really good too. Definitely check that out. So definitely go check those out over on Moonfeather's channel, guys. And let's keep going here. Super Derek, we are to the moon, and thank you for the advice. You're very, very welcome. Not financial advice, but just me sharing what I'm doing with my channel here. What is up, brother? Pharmacopoeia. I don't know why it shows the ads on my channel. I looked into it and tried to see if I could fix it, but apparently YouTube is doing this for certain channels, and certain channels they're not. I don't know, but I can't change it. It's just gonna show that. What up, brother? Whatever happens, I'm not selling. I'm already making life-changing money in silver right now. That's amazing, brother. I'm so happy for you, like, with that, bro. Like, yeah, there have been people that have been holding on to silver for years. And yeah. Let's look at silver now. It hit 6.7, which brother, 6.7, how they gotten all out there with the 6.7. And I don't know if some of you guys know, but you look into that wrapper, 6.7 is something. You know what I mean? I'm just, there it is. Silver just like, so people had to wait for this. Because I remember somebody telling me in, like, where was it? It might have been in like 7 or 8 years ago. He was like, really buy silver. And I'm like, oh, okay. And imagine these people had to wait. So say that you bought silver here at the top in 11. You waited 14 years for this. You waited 14 years for this. And crypto people can't have a year or 2 patience. These guys waited 14 years for a, like, 2x, right? Well, if you invested here, you only got like you don't even have a 1x here, but let's just say you bought at the bottom here in 20. You're 6 to 7x up. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's really good. I think XRP might be connected to silver. You guys know how I like to look at numbers with gematria, and as far as it goes to me, I'm a coder, right? And you put words into the computer and they break it down into binary code. To me, it's the same thing here with gematria. But if you look at, or gematria, some people say, if you look at silver and then you look at XRP, kind of the same resonance as far as, like, this is 5, this is 5. So 7 plus 7 is 14. You got the 4 and the 1, and you get 5. And then this is 4. And you can see that these numbers are just inverted. So XRP might kind of be, I know some people say Litecoin is digital silver, but XRP might be silver. It might be silver. Just something to think about. Can you please address Lewis Jackson's video from yesterday about XRP not being used as the settlement token for central banks? You know, I don't know what Lewis Jackson said. I really don't know what he said, but I can tell you this. Let's go look at something here that someone said. It's the world's largest IQ holder, by the way. As we share our brother ZBCN man's site one more time here. Let's look at, so Young Hoon Kim. I hope I said that correctly. So he said this, which I thought this was pretty profound what he said here. And there's reasons for this. There's symbolism reasons for this. Okay. He said, Bitcoin is digital gold. Ethereum is digital oil. XRP is digital God. Now, this sounds blasphemous on his face, but I want to just look into the first two things before we even address XRP is digital gold or digital God. Bitcoin is digital gold. Shout out to my Patreon where I break down money is sacrifice. I have a video on this, right? In which we go into some things, some symbolism things. I can't post that video on YouTube. So it's in my Patreon. I break it down with a couple of my friends who are very into symbolism. They're very good with that. Money is sacrifice. We go into how Bitcoin and gold are kind of synonymous. People always call Bitcoin digital gold and it has that orange color. But when you think about it, right? How is gold harvested? It's mined, right? You mine for gold. Bitcoin, proof of work. You mine for Bitcoin. There's some analogies where you could say Bitcoin is truly digital gold, and you look at it, you mine for Bitcoin, you mine for gold. Proof of work, you got to work to get that gold. You got to work to get money. Money was backed by gold. Bitcoin, digital gold. Ethereum being digital oil. Well, Consensus is the people behind Ethereum. The people who fund Consensus majorly, the people who fund Consensus are JP Morgan. And if you look into JP Morgan is Standard Oil Bank. I could break that all the way down for you. I have done it in previous shows. I think that show is no longer on YouTube. That show is only available for the Patreons right now. But if you look into Standard Oil is the bank of JP Morgan. And Standard Oil, if you look into Rockefeller, Standard Oil runs, they control oil around the world. So, you know, go ahead and look that up. But, we could go into that. But trust me, I've done the research on it. JP Morgan is basically Standard Oil Bank. And they basically control all the oil around the world. They're a major funder of Consensus. So when he says Ethereum is digital oil, he's kind of right on the money with that. Now, if you think about XRP being digital God, and you think about, say, Brad Garlinghouse having that whole Saturn tattoo and all of Saturn, quote unquote, Saturn worship around the world. You can go look into that. We could go really deep on quote unquote Saturn, Sun, Saturn, Chronos, time, worship. We could get really, really deep into the symbolism of that. But if you think about XRP being digital God, that's pretty interesting, I think. And world's highest IQ holder. I think he's a pretty smart guy, right? I think he's a pretty smart guy, right? And of course, we can get into, okay, what's an IQ test, and is that proving your smarts, or is that just proving you take tests well? We won't even get into that. But I really truly think what he's saying there is a very smart thing. So if you think about XRP being maybe digital God, and you having a piece of that, well, I think that's very interesting. So that's my answer to your question, not knowing what Lewis Jackson said about central banks. And if you just check out some different people, check out my guy Maximus Crypto, check out, Jesse, Apex Crypto Consulting, or Apex Crypto Insights. These guys have broken down time after time after time how XRP and Smoke, shout out to Smoke as well, how XRP is used for digital banks. And then people always come out with these things that are, no, it's not used for digital banks. It's almost like, to me, these people come out with this stuff to try to pull people away from XRP and make people make bad decisions with XRP. We can go down the line with how much information and how much stuff that XRP has put into place. I can give you some things right now where they've bought these different treasury companies for billions of dollars. They have regulational clarity now with all the things that have happened recently with the laws. It does not make any sense for them not to be used by central banks at this point. You got all these ETFs that have validated what they do in the market. Like, if we just go, am I sharing this? Okay, yeah, if we just go look at some of this stuff here. Just in, okay, Cross River Bank, we know Cross River Bank is really high into XRP. Like, we can go down the line here with stuff. UAE's largest fuel retailer, talking about oil, UAE, right, is officially adopting crypto payments, right? And they also recently adopted RLUSD, saying that you can use that, Ripple's stablecoin. And we break down on Patreon why Ripple needed that stablecoin. We break that down. What webinars on it, but here, look at this. So December 19th, the 6 XRP ETFs had a $60 million day in volume. They've been having $60 million days in volume constantly. You think Bitwise, Grayscale, Franklin Templeton, 21 Shares, Canary Capital, and Rex Osprey, you think they're making these, having the spot ETFs on XRP for nothing? You think they're hoarding these coins for nothing? I don't know what Lewis Jackson is talking about, but I do know that these companies are hoarding XRP. We look at a company like Evernorth, right? That they're going to put $1 billion into XRP as a digital treasury, digital asset treasury, a DAT. They're putting $1 billion, and they're going to be publicly traded. They're putting $1 billion into they're putting $1 billion into XRP, right? They're not doing this for no reason. Capital has a new meridian. That's a very interesting phrase right there. There's a lot of north symbology when it comes into crypto. We break symbology down in the Patreon too. We have a whole chat room about symbology. The northern symbology is huge when it comes to crypto, but that's a different subject, and maybe we'll have that on a Patreon show, right? How north is just a crypto symbol, north. But anyways, I could go so deep on that. Pause. But they're doing $1 billion. They're putting a whole billion, led by supporters, of course, Ripple, SBI Holdings, Arrington Capital. $1 billion into crypto, into Ripple, buying 1 billion of the shares. And of course, it makes sense that they have Ripple advisors. So all of this stuff is happening, but yet people still with these, oh, it's not used as a settlement token for central banks. At this point, I still think it's going to be used as a settlement token. At this point, just even the store of value coming from these ETFs and these digital asset treasuries, that's enough. And we got companies like Metallicus that has 10 million XRP on their in their platform. Like, is this like what do we need to do to put this to rest? But of course, you know, if it's some type of asset like XRP, like Bitcoin, you know they're gonna have FUD against it to try to get people away from it. How much FUD have we seen on things like XRP and Ethereum and things like that? But yet people keep picking them up, using them as collateral, staking them, because the only way you can create Ethereum now that they got rid of the opportunity to mine Ethereum, the only way you can create Ethereum now is by staking. And now they have the crypto, the Ethereum ETFs. Smart money is creating ETFs for these things. Smart money is holding these things. Smart money is hoarding these things. Again, I don't know what Lewis Jackson said. I'm not footing him at all. I'm just saying the truth, the things that we know to be true. So what does it matter what this guy is saying? I have no problem with him. I'm just talking about the facts, right? And here we have things, you know, from Smoke, where he continues to show us January 2026 marks the next phase of Swift's ISO expansion into blockchains, tokenized assets, and U.S. regulations take shape. ISO compliant cryptocurrencies, including XRP, XLM, Algo, HBAR, and Quant, have already been tested by Swift. Coincidence? And he shows us where they say Swift has tested communications between ISO 222 and several blockchain networks. Ripple has been used for interbank settlements between CBDCs. Stellar has supported cross-border transfers and stablecoin. Cross-border transfers and stablecoins. Stellar, which Zebec is on, right? And has been partnered with for years, right? Cross-border payments and transfers. And we just showed you how they're used in St. Kitts, right? Algorand has been trialed for asset tokenization and digital bonds. Remember, we were talking about bonds, right? Hedera has been applied to corporate and government registries. Hedera just had some news on that today, where they're being used by the Department of Virginia for something. Quant functions as a gateway between blocks and blockchains. So we have all this juicy news, all of this adoption, but this guy, and again, I have no problem with Lewis Jackson. I'm just pointing out. I'm just pointing these things out, right? Guys, you gotta look at what the big guys are doing here. Like, again, let me show you that Hedera news right quick, where institutions, enterprises, U.S. states, Virginia DQ has partnered with water ledger to launch a Virginia statewide environmental credit marketplace on Hedera. So this backs up what Smoke just showed you, right? And that information that we were looking at from Smoke there, right? Has been applied to corporate and government registries and things like that. And we know that Hedera has ETFs too, which we can go show you that too. Like all these different, like all the different smart money is putting these things away. And we let these guys sway us, right? I don't know. I don't know what to say. There's just too much information to let these guys come out here and sway us like this. I don't know what he was trying. Again, I haven't watched the video that you're telling me about that Lewis Jackson made, but here we go. Today marks history as Hedera becomes the third ever. This is from October 28th. Crypto ETF to launch after Bitcoin and Ethereum. To make this clear, out of 19 million cryptocurrencies that are on market coin market cap, it was Canary Fund's HBAR ETF that passed. So they're in more ETFs actually, HBAR now. But yeah, a long-winded answer, but a very necessary and information-packed answer. That I think is good for us to see, right? I don't think all these organizations are going to be putting away the XRP like this to the tune of millions if it's not going to be used for a good purpose, right? Log in with a VPN. If they still give you trouble, you might have to use Palau ID. I use Gate to successfully from the States. Okay, so thank you, Esco. Thank you, Esco, frequent watcher. Just telling you right there how you could possibly use Gate if you do use Palau ID. Right there with the VPN. Excuse me. Remember fall is over and winter just started the other day. So hopefully crypto starts popping because doesn't crypto pop off in the winter and lays dormant in the summer? I think you're right, Pharmacopoeia. And Pharmacopoeia was right on with this drop. He was right on with this drop. Blackrue Crew. What's up, Charmizzle? What's up, person? I cannot understand those letters. Is that like Russian? It looks like maybe. With the muscle. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, right. 50-50. Does it make sense that ZBCN would want to keep the price low so that companies and large institutions that want to use ZBCN can get it really cheap? It does seem like that, for especially right now for a lot of different cryptocurrencies. Notice that when they dropped the price of crypto, right? That's when the ETFs started showing up. When they dropped Bitcoin from here to there, this is when we start getting all this news for ETFs, right? That's when the Hedera ETF came out, right? We just showed you that. That was October 28th. When the whole drop started, it was October 10th. We got the XRP ETFs here in December when XRP was in the $2 mark as opposed to when it was at $3.50. So it's no coincidence to me that when all of these prices started dropping, that's when we started getting all of these crypto ETFs. So smart money bought in while it was low, and then here now looking at the week chart, right? It looks like these cryptos are ready to take the second leg, another leg up, right? How far can they go here? Well, XRP has this already automated engine with these ETFs and these digital asset treasuries in which it has the engine to just go. Zebec will have its own engine with its cards, which they'll probably be able to issue even more of them once clarity is passed by the Senate and they can issue them in America, right? So it'll have its own engine to take off. Other ISOs are also being put in these ETFs, and they'll have their engine. Strongholds, like we've heard from guys like Mine Crypto, they're ready to be on all of these different platforms, right? Coinbase, Binance, and who knows what they use that escrow for. Shout out to guys like Ghost for talking about that, right? Shout out to Ghost. Let me go ahead and bring up Ghost's let me bring up Ghost's X account. Definitely go give him a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because like I know a lot of these people might be trying to be monetized eventually on X, which it takes forever to do. So it is very important, guys, when I tell you guys to go over it and follow these people, like definitely go follow these people. Follow me as well. Your people that are trying to get monetized on X, right? And that'll only make it easier for them to give you this great juicy content, this great juicy information. Like and subscribe to my YouTube. Like and subscribe to these guys' X, because it really does make a difference, guys. It really makes a difference. So if you haven't already, follow me on X, follow me on YouTube, also follow me on TikTok, which I'm trying to get monetized on there too as well. So at Blackrue on TikTok, I believe it is. Let me make sure right quick that it is that on TikTok. So I'm gonna start coming live, going live on TikTok. Let me make sure. It's Blackrue Investing on TikTok. So follow me on TikTok at Blackrue Investing. Please and thank you. We really appreciate that. They have retailer join and jump the price so they can use ZBCN in the 10 years plus. Maybe so. When yo, what's up, Crypto Clay in the house? Give us some love to Clay. Anson is way down. Hitter knows. Yeah, way down today. Anson also has USDZ. So in due time, it'll be talked about like ZBCN. Let's go look at that really quickly if I can. I wonder if they have it on crypto rank.io. Let's see. And then, yeah, there we go. Oh wow, they do have a nice little crew of investors. Circle, Infinity Ventures, Fraxos. It's a decentralized lending platform developed by credit investment experts to enhance stability in the marketplace. How long have they been out? They just came out, right? Looks like they just came out, maybe. Let's see. All-time high was December 19th, 2024. So they haven't been out for long. I like these investors. Yeah, I might have to look into this. Our USDZ, our real world backed stablecoin, sustainable yields in all market conditions, backed by institutional grade real world assets. Private credit. Okay, Z, so it's private. They have the privacy. Interesting. This is interesting. Let's see who backs them. Why not? I got time. Let's see. Let's see. Or I want to see who they're following on X. Crypto Crossroads shows following him. Swift blockchain, of course. Okay. All right. Interesting. Interesting. And brother CKJ Crypto News is following him. Okay. All right. All right. We might have to throw a little bit over that way. Open mic. What? What? Wait, is alcoholic karaoke involved? I'm all in. Let me dust off my DMX. Oh man, that would be hilarious, bro. Rough Riders in here, bro. I have an old video where I did like a DMX back and forth where I was trying to do like a DMX type of deal. I love DMX. RIP to DMX, y'all. That would be funny, bro. I would love to see URC on the karaoke mic after a few brews, bro. That would be great. Let's see here. Agree, hitter. Bozilla knows his stuff. Facts. I remember a very long time ago when he mentioned Zebec. I'm all down for a Vegas meetup with Blackrue. Let's go. Oh, that would be amazing. A Vegas meetup. We might that one might have to be not recorded, y'all. If we have a Vegas meetup, we might have to ban the cameras at the Vegas meetup, guys. Straight up, all cameras banned after that. Oh yeah, we might have to really have a Vegas meetup, guys. That would be amazing. Rue, I'm pretty sure of who this is. If you want to discuss and disclose the mystery, oh wow, yeah, that would be cool. If you know who that is, let's do a show on that. URC. Let's do a show on that for sure. You think you know who that is on? Okay, yeah, let's do a show on that for sure. I think the community would love to see that. Roku rules. Appreciate it. And we got the Moon Feather show in here, guys. Definitely check that out. Paul Esquivel. Hi, everyone. Or Raul, excuse me. Raul Esquivel. That's my work. They say that's my alter ego name, Raul. That's pretty funny. Thanks for the reply. Keep the great content and keep showing all the info. Continue showing all the info you find for the community. I appreciate it, Jimmy Dubs. My buddy in 2011, everybody was telling me to buy silver. Yeah, and unfortunately that was the top, but you know what I mean? Like, and that's how they kind of do it, right? Where it's like people are telling you to buy the top and you don't realize it until it's too late, right? But yeah, people had to wait years for this to come back around here. How high it goes, we shall see. But it's interesting right now, right? Where all the assets are being really scooped up by the powers that be, right? And one of those assets, of course, is cryptocurrency, and they're putting it in the stock market. So while everybody and their mother's brother is kind of quote unquote laughing at us like, oh man, we knew Bitcoin was gonna fall, he tee hee. But when you look at Bitcoin and you look at still it being over 88K before this year, it was what, 50 something? And if you go back 2 years, 30, and you go back 3 or 4 years, 16. So I think really we're the ones that should be laughing, but you know, hey, let them be skeptical all they want while we continue to build up all these assets, right? Because I think we'll be the one with the last laugh in a couple of years, right? But you know, all you can do is you can tell them, but you can't, you know, you can't make the horses drink if they don't want to, you know. They need to add quant and loan on loan as well. Yeah, yeah, they definitely need to add quant. I think somebody already probably proposed quant, but I don't think anyone proposed ZBCN for loan and Metallicas. He was buying it by the pound back then. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's terrible, man. Well, hopefully he still has it and he didn't let it go at like $11. Hopefully. Hopefully bro still has it. The flood on crypto is because many in crypto who call themselves retail investors are just really retail gamblers. They have no foundational knowledge other than price action as their core. Yeah, indeed, indeed. And I know this Lewis Jackson. He has a lot of subscribers. I know a lot of people really believe in him, and I'm not flooding him. I don't know what he said, but I really don't think that all of these guys are out here like Bitwise, all the guys we just showed you from Chad Steingraber. I don't think all these guys are out here, all these ETFs are out here hoarding XRP only for it to not be worth anything. That doesn't make any sense. That's not logical to me. But I don't know. I don't know what his video is like. Maybe I'll go look at it and maybe do a response or something. But yeah, I don't think Grayscale and all these guys are putting millions into XRP for only for it to turn around and not be used. Just logically, even if you haven't never seen anything that Smoke has posted or Max has posted or you know, Jesse from Apex Crypto Insights has posted, you can just look at this and note that okay, well, these 6 organizations are putting $60 million in it. Must be using for something. Must be using it for something. This is likened to driving a vehicle, not yet understanding how the motor works in relationship to the car. Yep. Value without knowledge is ignorant trading. We must understand the research reveals value unseen. 100%. Yo, what's up? What's up, Elon Musk? I agree with you, Underdog. I agree with you 100% here, man. Like 100%, 100%. But I think like even if you guys don't understand fully, right? If you understand that these organizations are buying it and hoarding it, that's enough. That's enough. Like I don't think they're hoarding an asset that isn't valuable, right? To the tune of millions of dollars, right? Like that's my thing, right? Uh, what's up, Elon Musk? What's up, friends? Shout out to my guy Elon Musk. It's been on Coinbase Dex. Okay, that's for Zebec. When speculation was the way, those were the days. What's that show? Is that All in the Family? Those were the days. Like, you know, Edith Bunker, her voice, bro. Like, oh, so whiny. I'm not even gonna do it on the like 100 people would just turn off the show if I do the Edith Bunker voice. OG Crypto, what's up? Bullish choices, yo, yo, yo. Magic Hat, for those laughing and pointing the finger, there's always 3 fingers pointing back, yes indeed, and they will be laughing 3 times as much. And they will be laughing 3 times as much all the way to the bank. I know I'm gonna be laughing to the bank and skipping, bro. Like it's gonna be great, gonna be grand. What's up, Rue Crew? Thanks, Rue, for all you do. Thank you guys so much. It's been a wonderful 2-hour show. Definitely, if you made it to the end, let's put "no one saw it coming." I know that's a big phrase, but I think it brings it home for today. No one saw it coming. If you made it to the end, you put "no one saw it coming" in the chat. It will help spread the show around because YouTube likes the shows that have a lot of comments on them. So definitely do that. Really appreciate it. And we will be back with pre-recorded videos tomorrow. Definitely check out our stuff on Theta. And we'll definitely have another Zebec video for you tomorrow, because I have something that I want to go over with Zebec tomorrow. But we'll have that in the pre-recorded video for you tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Yeah, I'm out. Peace.